Hey, what's up, everybody? The Sammy J here with Mental Edge, where we bring the badass information from the badasses and deliver it to the future badasses. So today on the show, we've got our first couple, and I'm very excited about this. So a little bit about them is you're going to hear more, but they have a book, they have a podcast, they have kick-ass companies, they have kick-ass people. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I can't wait to hear more about this book, and they're getting ready to go on an adventure. So I'm going to let them talk more about it. Please, everybody, welcome Clint and Robyn. How are you guys doing today?
We're good, thank you. Thank you for having us, Sammy. It's a pleasure to be on your podcast.
Yeah, super excited to be here. And thank you for the kick-ass intro.
Kick-ass.
Kick-ass. Love it.
I do a lot of things, asses, badasses, kick-asses. You know,
we all have our thing, right? We all have our thing.
Yeah. Does that make me a butt guy? I don't know, but you know.
You do you.
I'll do me.
There we go. There we go.
So tell us a little bit about you guys. Where are you from and what you do, and tell us about this awesome looking tree behind you. You know, because we are on video.
Yeah. Amazing. So we are from a town called Okotoks, Alberta, Canada, which is located in Western Canada in the province of Alberta. We have a architectural salvage business here called Two Birds Furniture. So what we do is we tear down old barns, buildings, bridges, essentially any old structure. And then from that material that we salvage, we create custom pieces for home builders, architects, interior designers, that type of thing. So cool. That is what we started.
That was 10 years ago now.
10 years ago. So with the beautiful thing of COVID and shutdowns that happened a couple of years ago, Clint and I got a touch board because we do not have any children. So we were only working 40 hours a week during the beginning of COVID. So we got bored, and that inspired us to write a book about our journey, our experience together, running a business together, and the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And
yeah, there always seems to be all that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's just life, right? Like, it's not all butterflies and rainbows. So we wrote this book, and then the book inspired a super fun podcast that has allowed us to meet kick-ass people like you.
Kick ass. So
that's like super cool.
There's your Cole's notes. Yeah, that's Cole's notes.
There we go. What's the name of the book? Where can people find it? Where can they get it?
So the name of the book is Business Life of Husband and Wife, and you can get it. Yeah. So as you can see behind us there, the tree. Basically, you can get it anywhere. So we self-published it, but you can get it Amazon, Barnes and Noble.
On our website.
I don't know if there's Indigos and chapters in the US. I don't think there is, but you can get it anywhere online. Basically, you can buy books, and it's pretty much everywhere there. And then the podcast is the same name. It is Business Life of Husband and Wife podcast. And again, if you see the tree, you'll see it with the gold fleck there, and you can get that anywhere as well. And it's on all the platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify,
Google
Podcasts, iHeartRadio,
all the things.
It's on all of them. So
very cool. Oh no, so podcast. Since we're doing a podcast, what's your all's like niche or topic that you cover on your podcast?
There's 3 formats.
Yeah, so we have 3 formats, I guess. Like the one is like we interview couples specifically. Is how we started and get their journey, their experiences of all the different avenues you're gonna run, like in the roadblocks you're gonna hit as a couple, right? Starting a business, whether it's investors who don't want to invest in you because they're worried of a messy split. So getting that seed money, if you're starting from not doing friends and family anymore, and you're going into actual venture capitalism, then they don't like look at you the same as a partner. So we interview people and see how that dynamic is, the dynamic of bringing home back from the work environment. Because I know I personally, like, I don't shut off very well. So like learning to shut off and, you know, be a husband when you get home, right?
There you go.
And, not a business owner is a completely different topic, and so we interview those couples and we kind of get their perspective on, and like with COVID, it's an easy transition to ask them, like, because there's a lot of trials and tribulations they went through selling houses to keep the business afloat. You know, just different things that they had to sacrifice in order to keep their business going to get to where they are now and running their operations, right? And then we interview experts that we relate to the topic of couples. So we bring in HR managers because HR is kind of a faux pas thing in corporations with couples working together, right? As we know, there's that
I wouldn't even thought of that.
Right? Yeah, it's typically frowned upon, especially in corporate land.
Yeah, especially in corporate land. Like there's always like, you got the non-disclosures and you got to sign different agreements that you're not
dating policy.
The no dating policy there's just corporate's different. Yeah, right. There's corporate's just much different than a startup, right? So we bring in those experts, and then we also do a Q&A episode where people just submit questions to us and we just answer as candidly as we possibly can and give them our opinion on that specific topic.
Yeah.
That sounds very cool. So is it mainly business couples that you interview, or do you have just normal mom and pops and hey, what's up guys, or is it mainly just business couples?
It's mainly just business couples because for some reason, I don't know why, this area of Canada, there is tons of husband and wife teams that run businesses together, like tons. And everyone's journey is so different. So we have been able to essentially learn so much from all these different couples and what they bring to the table and what they've been through and what they've learned. And yeah, it's just been incredible, really.
So outside looking in, me and my wife, I'll say we're yin and yang, which I feel like, most good couples are. That, if y'all could give us a couple of tidbits on what have you seen with yourselves, the couples that you've interviewed that are all business minded, the correlation between them and just the mom and dad or the husband and wife that aren't in business, but there's so many things. I feel like there's so many things that would correlate over to just hey, this is what you got to do to have a good relationship. So do we have a couple of tidbits?
Well, there is.
I like the tidbits.
The tidbits. There is some tidbits. Like I would say that when you're correlating the two, like who don't work together and who work together, it's open communication and intentional communication. So you actually like intentionally talk about a topic that's, whether you're pissed off or something about me leaving the cabinets, doors open in the house. Like that was one of our little things, right? When you first start living together, right? There's these little things that just set you off. So that's what we, so being able just to like look at the other person and be like, hey, this is bugging me today. We need to discuss this. It doesn't have to be a long conversation, but very intentional and to the point. And I think that correlates between running your operation together, where you just delegate your task, you intentionally have a conversation, you move on to the next task. Same thing at home. You try not to be too emotional when you're tied into that, right? You just want to have a very intentional conversation that this is bugging me, or, hey, we need to talk about our next 5 years or our plan, and start making it very intentional. And I think that's a lot of the conversations we have is about intention.
That's definitely number one.
Is just making sure that you're open and very intentional about how you approach what's bugging you and what you need and all those different things that go into a relationship, and understanding each other, right? And then you can develop them non-verbal and verbal cues that we all know, those non-verbal ones, those eyes. You always, Sam, you get those eyes and like, ooh, I'm in trouble.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the eyes that tell me I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. Yes. I know those. Yes. That's why, hey, I tell everybody two of the best investments I've ever made was a really good recliner and a really good guest bed. But people will come to my house just to sleep in the guest bed. They're like, dude, this guest bed's awesome. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Spend some time.
That was an intentional purchase.
Yes. That bed might find. That bed costs as much as my bed. Well, That's it.
Do you have a tidbit, Robyn?
I think my tidbit would be is that, along with the intentional communication, is finding each other's stress triggers early on and figuring out how to help that significant other get through that stress trigger. Because we very much, like when Clint gets stressed, I have a tendency to push, which is not the best solution for that. So learning that earlier on is definitely very beneficial. Like learning when to back off and then when to push is definitely a big one for couples, is just learning, because everyone deals with stress differently, and starting a business is an incredibly stressful time in your life, like, because it puts stress on your relationship, your finances, like it puts stress on everything. So I think just learning how to support your significant others stress and learning their triggers is definitely important.
Oh yeah. I would say a big thing that I learned, me and my wife have been together 26 years now. And for me, it's number one, make each other smile every day.
Yes.
Somehow, some way, and we get it, you're going to wake up certain days and you're going to just look at the other person and go, God damn, and you don't even have a reason why. It's like,
feel like kicking them off a cliff that day.
Yeah.
We talk about that in our book.
see there, and whether you mean to, you don't want to, or you get in that stupid fight, and they usually are just stupid fights.
Yeah. Mostly just because you're tired.
Yeah. Tired well, you all haven't went through it yet, or the kids have stressed you out.
Yeah.
Yes, wait for that. That's great. That's a whole new level of stress, but it's a fun one. With 18th birthday, you get to give them a suitcase and tell them good luck.
Too funny.
For me, I like how y'all are talking about the communication stuff. It's not just the verbal part of it, but it's the, like you said, it's the knowing their eyes. Eyes tell a story. Knowing their movements, knowing their skin tones. Robyn, you're a little redhead. Do you get a little red cheeks when you get a little angry? Are you one of those redheads?
Potentially.
Okay.
I mean, she is English, so you never know what's gonna happen.
There's no judgment here. I was just asking.
We all have our moments.
That's it.
I can get a little flushed. Get a little flushed.
Yes. Flush. That's a good word.
Well, we can even give you an example. Like I have a tendency to, I'm starting to grow gray hairs now. I'm 35. You're starting to get a little bit of gray, and I pull. I don't know. It's like a stress thing. I just pull on my side of my hair, and it's just like,
stop it.
I didn't even know I did it until she points it out, and she's like, "Are you stressed?" And I was like, "Why?" Ripping on my hair. I don't know why. It's just a goofy little non-verbal cue where she's like, "I think you might need to go for a walk."
Yeah.
Take 5.
I used to have hair down to the middle of my back. Now I wear a hat to cover the bald, but that's all right. And the gray, I mean, it just, I don't even know what to say. It just naturally turns
it just
that way,
comes,
I guess.
Right?
It just comes. No stress involved there.
No.
These are positive markers, is what I'll call them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Every hair can tell a story.
Oh boy, could they? Yeah. That's a book in itself. That'd be the good book right there. Every hair tells a story. Holy crap. That thing's 30,000 pages long. What do you know?
It's going to have different volumes.
Yeah. It'd be like the Encyclopedia Britannica. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, geez. So now, I know we had talked about this. I would love to get your all's perspective on women in the workforce.
Yes.
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 Because, well, it's for me, it's like this. So you're in a construction trade.
Yes, we are.
So I am also in a construction trade. Excuse me. And my lead painter is a female, which is total faux pas in a lot of companies in a lot of ways. And, oh my God, I can't believe you got a woman. And I'm like, look, I've been in business 12 years, and I've always looked at it like this. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I care that if you are a good person, you're going to treat me good, my clients good, and yourself good. And
that's all it boils down to.
It's a respect thing,
Mm-hmm.
I fired 14 guys and kept her. And I fired experienced guys and very, 30-year painters. And whenever I got the feedback from it, like, oh my God, I can't believe you're keeping her and firing me. This was my response. I looked at these guys and I said, hey, she shows up every day. Yeah. She doesn't leave early every day. She doesn't sneak out in the middle of the day to go smoke pot or whatever the hell else you're doing.
Yeah,
She-
that's
and
just their
one-
darn egos getting in the
Yeah.
way.
One guy, he walked up and I said, dude, she doesn't smell like a brewery right now. You know, so for me, I appreciate what you're about to talk about, especially from a woman's perspective.
Yes.
Really excites me. But yeah, it's do what's best for your company and quit worrying about the
And at the end of the
stupid things,
day, it doesn't
know?
fucking matter. Like,
No, doesn't.
and we're the same with our business. Like, we hire who is the best for the job. It doesn't matter who they are, where they came from. It doesn't matter. And none of that matters. It just matters who's the best for the job and who is the best fit for our team, period. And that's how it should be. But for some reason, I don't know why the trades aren't there. Like, there's so much like old school, like old
Yes.
boy attitude in the industries. And I don't understand why, especially in
Well,
2022.
For me, it goes to, I've been doing this over 20 years. It goes to the mentality of, like you just said, old school, that women weren't in the trades.
Yeah.
Like you didn't see women iron workers. You didn't see women painters. You didn't, like, those were men specific things. And while we've gotten a new generation of people in, it's still a trained thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
it's
you
still-
can go back though. Like if you look at the war times, women took over. Like that's what we don't get. Like
Yeah.
1914 to 1917, the women took over because there wasn't enough men to fill those jobs. They were in the factories. They were 1939 to 45. Again, women were in. They were building and they were in the manufacturing plants and they were doing the jobs that the guys weren't there to do. So I think we need to look at history a little bit and realize, like, it's not like they can't handle it. They can do it. They've been there.
Well, and while I more than agree with you, that's not the point of that gets brought up in the wars.
No.
It's the point of the guys that were over in the field and doing the battle, and it don't get talked about that. Hey, who built the weapons? Who built the ships? Who built the everything? The weapons, like everything. Who built all that? That's not the point that we remember or gets talked about in history. So again, it gets pushed to the back, you know. And I agree. It is something that a lot of people don't know, that don't know their history, is how many great things came from women during those wartime eras of the weapons, how they were developed and how they were made. Like, men did not develop and make those. Those were actually designed by women, you know, but we don't hear about that.
No.
You know? So what would be your suggestion now, 2022, to let's get these women to the forefront?
Well, this is tricky because, especially, I can obviously only speak for me specifically, but I find in order to not only be in this industry, but to last in this industry, you need to have a strong backbone, because people are going to be mean. And at the end of the day, you need to realize that it's not to you specifically. It's just the general idea of the trades. Like, people are direct, they're blunt, they just want to get shit done. They don't care about your feelings. Like, let's just move on. Like, I find that the trades it's not an industry where, like, HR was developed to make sure everyone's like fluffy and feeling good about themselves. And really, it's just about showing up, getting a job done, and getting your shit done. That's my perspective. It's just about getting it done. And I find that even a lot of females are hesitant to go into that because our society doesn't develop them to be strong and to be assertive and to be able to stand up for themselves, because everyone got a participation ribbon. So
That's a whole different show.
I know,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
But like, it's a tricky thing to be able to share, because you do come across, like, I would say, like, in our area, 80% of everything that we deal with is amazing. Like, the guys are respectful, you show up on site, everything's good. Like even the majority of your teams are okay. That what you deal with is just that 20% that is just stuck in that old school mentality where they think that you don't know what you're talking about, or they think that you shouldn't be there, or just based on how you look or how you're dressed or that type of thing. So I think, I don't know.
Well, I feel like it's come a long way. You
Yeah,
know, again,
absolutely.
being in the trades for as long as I have, I feel like it's come a long way. And
Mhm.
to me, it's a mindset shift and a
Yep.
training shift.
Yeah.
As women have come in and been accepted and have proved themselves per se,
Yeah.
uh, people are more accepting, you know. Now and this is going to be the end of time. There's always going to be the knuckleheads. There's
Oh,
always going to be the dumbasses that just won't accept it, and that's
absolutely.
fine. They'll fail.
I'm like, just fire those clients and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no, that's
That's
I
our
have
company policy.
no, I more than agree. You got to
Yeah.
have an open mind to today's age, and know that what's up here in your head, it don't matter what your body looks like. It don't matter if you got boobs. It don't matter if you don't got boobs. It's what's up here, and then
Exactly.
it's the work ethic. It's all of that goes into it, and so. No, I can appreciate it. Like I say, my head painter's a female, and I'm more than happy she's part of my family, you know.
And her attention to detail is probably top shelf.
I won't talk about it. She makes me look bad.
I do think though, from like a male perspective, like we need to develop our emotional intelligence a little bit in the trades, just like learning to develop that little bit of emotional, and you can start to develop with your staff, but like learn to see their nonverbal cues, because it's different nonverbal cues, like man to man, like you can tell them fuck off, and the guy looks at you and he's like, yeah, okay, fuck you, and you're like, all right, fine, and you move on with your day, right? You can't do that. It's a little bit different. So just developing that emotional intelligence and understanding of, you know, just there's more emotion in a female. So you, as a male, you should start to understand that when you're working in the trades. Like it's not all just like blue collar, you know, pound nails in, paint walls, do your thing. There's more to it, right? There always is.
Yeah. No, I can agree. I can agree with that and disagree with that in both ways. And how I agree with it is, yes, it's like if I go to church, I know I'm not going to church and I'm not going to be cussing and screaming and hooping. It's common sense. When a female's around, I'm probably not going, depending on how well I know this female and I know her sense of humor or something like that, I'm probably not going to tell the outrageously filthy joke, you know. unless I know that, oh, she's okay with that. So I see that, but at the same time, I'll on the flip side of it, you know, play devil's advocate. There is, hey, this is the workforce that we have developed, and so you need to have a stronger skin. You know, if somebody says, hey, you're fucking up, I'll say that to the guy or I'll say it to the girl. I don't care which one. You know,
but they should also be okay with that.
Well, yeah, and that's why. And from an HR department, you know, or the owner's department, it's, you know, if you get that complaint that, hey, you know, Clint just tells me to shut the fuck up all the time. All right, well, he does that to Dave and Mike and Jim over here too. So
it's just who he is.
That's what he does. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's nothing personal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a, so
it needs to go both ways.
Yeah, I can see it both ways. You know, so.
But I think then it just boils down to you hire the individual that's right for the job. Like, I don't think it's gender specific, really. It just boils down to who's better for the job.
Yeah. Oh, I say all the time, you hire 50 to get one. Yes. And even then you're crossing your fingers, hoping the one works out.
And then you hope they stay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's constantly just crossing them fingers. Yeah. But no, I love that. My wife and I, we tried to work together for a little while, and yeah, we just figured out, no, we can't do this, you know. So I give you all a lot of props for being able to do that. It's not easy. I guarantee it can't be. How do you all find your personal time?
Intentional.
Yeah, it's very scheduled.
Everything is very scheduled. Well, the thing is, we have a 40-minute drive home from the office. So typically we use that 40 minutes as like our switch period. So as soon as we get in the vehicle, we discuss anything business that might need to be discussed. But then by the time that we're home, we're both like decompressed and like husband, wife, and that's it. So we use that.
Is that a process like you all like said, hey, this is how we need to do this? Or was that just something that kind of naturally happened?
That naturally happened from trial and error.
Yeah. From me coming home and not being able to shut off my brain and just wanting to work, like mode, don't shut the mode off, right? Because I have a problem when I have to shut down. I don't really feel like going back. Like I'll sleep at the office all week if I want it to stay fully engaged, because then I know I'm like involved, I'm stuck in there. As soon as I have to switch gears, it takes me a moment to get back into that other gear again. And
that just boils back down to like at the beginning stages of us starting our business, we both needed to learn what each other needed. So he could work all the time, whereas I need decompression time every day in order to work at my best. I need my solid sleep. I need my like couple hours at night in order to be my best. And it took us a while to figure that out. Yeah. But now we have that 40-minute decompression time. And then we also, like on the way to the office in the morning, we have that 40 minutes to like amp up for the day and plan the day and make sure that we have like a solid, like critical task list for the day on that 40-minute drive.
There we go. See there? Hey, so this is the LE couples out there that in business, out of business, make a schedule.
Yep. Our life is color coded to the minute.
Yeah. Make a decompression, schedule. Alone time. I really believe that, like I said, me and my wife, we're yin and yang. She'll go watch something that she knows that I have no care in the world to watch. And I'm okay with it, because then, okay, well, I'm going to go either back here in my office and I'll do this, or I'll go to the guest bedroom and, hey, and I put a nice TV in there too.
Nice.
But and we found that, going out, if I say, hey honey, I'm going to go out to the ball game, like I don't have to go, do you care? It's more of, hey, this is what I'm going to do, because we have nothing scheduled. So now it's a respect thing. You do kind of say, well, do you care? Or but at the same time, it's hey, she knows that this is my time, and then hey, I'm going to go off and do this. So I think it means a lot to find that alone time, especially as a couple in business together.
Yeah. And we still get our alone time every day, even though we're working together like 10 hours a day. Yeah.
Well, like I schedule and I play hockey.
Yeah.
All winter. So Saturday nights, that's her time. I go to the rink, I hang out with the boys. I kind of get my fix of, go bash heads in and, drink a beer with the boys. And then she gets the night to, hang out and do girl things.
Yep.
There we go. Hey, there you go. Well, maybe she's off playing hockey too, bashing heads too.
Hell no. That is not my thing.
Not your thing. There you go.
No.
So, y'all told me about this exciting adventure you're getting ready to go on. And so I wanted to delve into that a little bit, because I talk about mental health, mental, toughness and everything on this podcast. And I'm going to be honest, what you all are getting ready to talk about, I believe y'all are just complete badasses. So tell me about this adventure you're getting ready to go on.
Take it away, hon. Take it away.
Okay. So Clint and I never take relaxing holidays. We both get bored. Like if we have like half a day on a beach, like we're bored out of our minds. So we have a tendency to look for adventure. So what we have signed up for is we are canoeing 100 kilometers across Scotland.
Holy
yes. So
how many kilometers? What is kilometers in miles?
Oh shit. Let me
1.6. So
hold on, let me
I would say you're gonna be about 70 miles.
170 miles, 160 miles.
No, about 70 miles. It's 1.6 the other way.
It's 62 miles.
62
so
miles.
we're going 62 miles. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Canoeing.
Canoeing. Across
in a boat.
Together.
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 We each have one paddle.
There we go. I could end the show right now. If you want to be a badass, go canoe 60 some miles. Holy crap. So
Yeah.
where did this adventure come from?
I don't even know how it came about. Boredom during COVID, and we were like on the line.
Well,
and
we've always done these kind of things. Like we hiked the West Coast Trail here in Victoria Island in Canada, and it's about 70 miles
about
along
70
the
miles.
coast, and you hike it. It's overnight, like backpacking.
You carry your life on your back.
Throw a 60-pound pack on, and you do 7 days out in the bush, and you do all these ladders. And it's if you can Google it, it's a really, really neat hike, and it's well designed, and it's out on Victoria Island. And then we also went 2 years later, and we went and hiked the Chilkoot Trail, the Gold Rush Trail
out of Alaska,
that goes out of Skagway, Alaska.
Yeah,
and
that one was unreal.
Into Canada, and you've seen the pictures of the guys going up the Golden Steps, like with their packs and the snowpack, right? So we've done that, and then we were like, we're kind of
like
looking for
stop
something to
walking
do.
around and let's row around.
Yeah. It's funny. I was just getting ready to say that. So you went from walking around to rowing around.
Yeah.
Holy crap. So skydive, y'all do the skydiving thing? Like no?
Never been, no.
Not yet.
So
Kill bears with your hands, like nothing like that.
Seen many bears, but never killed a bear.
You grow up in the bush, you see a few grizzly and the odd things, so you kind of get used to them. But for the canoe test, I think for us, like we call it the canoe test because it's a fun little test for us. Like we're going to be on the water for 5 days and camping for 4 nights. So you'll be going. You do 4 locks plus Loch Ness. So Loch Ness is kind of a cool 2-day paddle, but it's just you and your partner.
Wait. Loch Ness? You mean like not
like
Loch Ness?
Like the Loch Ness monster, like Nessie.
Like Loch Ness.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're on Loch Ness.
We're gonna find her.
You're going to where wait. Holy shit. So y'all are literally going to where they say the Loch Ness monster is.
Absolutely we are.
Oh yes.
Because we're gonna find her.
That's freaking awesome. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's are you gonna see any Yetis?
I hope so. If not, I'll be photoshopping them.
Do we believe in Bigfoots?
We live in like really close to the mountains, so we do here.
My wife.
There's been many sightings here.
See, we're gonna have to come and plan a visit up to see you guys.
Yes.
My wife is a Bigfoot fanatic. I mean, so here in the States, in Oklahoma, they've got a reward system out now that for if you can find a Bigfoot, they'll give you $25,000.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
that's amazing.
And she's like, we've got to go to Oklahoma. I'm like, oh my.
Planning all your trips around catching Bigfoot.
That's it. So you all are up, you get to go.
So good.
You get to go row 60 miles. I get to go hang out in the woods for who knows how long to find Bigfoot. You know?
Oh, we can show you around if you come up for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh my God.
We're right on the border of you probably heard of Banff National Park, like Banff, Alberta. It's a pretty famous national park, but we're right on the border of the national park.
Oh,
so
cool.
It's beautiful.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good little spot for
cool.
us.
Yes.
Holy crap.
But yeah, super excited for our adventure. We leave in like 12 days.
Yeah, it'll be a mental challenge, Sammy, for us because we're in a canoe together for 5 days, just me and her and 2 or 4 other couples.
4 other couples and us, yeah.
Oh, okay. So are these friends or just people that bought into it
just
too?
Other people that randomly signed up.
Really? That's so cool. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. That'd be it. If me and I'm gonna tell you, I love my wife. I love her all. I got 6 days, 5 days out on the water. She hates canoeing anyway. So, but 5 days out on the water, she'd rip my head off. Yeah. They'd be taking pictures. They'd be like, look, there's dead people out here it must have been Bigfoot. He must have killed them. That's it. Because I'd be torn to shreds. She'd tear me to shreds. And that'd be it.
You'd have to have separate tents at night and everying.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Have your away time. Oh, the guest tent.
The guest tent, yeah.
I'm bringing my recliner. I'm gonna pack it. Yep, this is where I'm sleeping.
As long as it fits in the canoe, you're good.
That's it. I'll be rowing off of it, everything. It'll be good to go. One last question. Why the tree?
Just growth.
Yeah.
Growth is a couple of growth. You grow in roots, right? You're growing
grounded.
branches and trying to be grounded.
I love it. Yeah.
Simple
but effective. So tell everybody where they can get that book again. Tell everybody.
Okay.
Podcast.
So good starting point would be our website, which is businesslifeofhusbandandwife.com. So on there, we have a whole bunch of links where you can buy the book. It'll take you to Amazon, Frisian Press, Indigo, Barnes and Noble. It'll take you all to those different sites where it'll ship directly to you. And then also on there is a link directly to our podcast. And then also from our podcast, from all of our essentially value added clients that we have come on, or our guests that come on, we actually we post under the value added on our website additional information that they deem as important. Like, for example, we had a branding and marketing specialist on, and she essentially posted all this stuff where you can analyze your market and learn how to develop all of your marketing and everything based on your demographic and based on all of those analytics. So it's like super helpful information. So again, that website is businesslifeofhusbandandwife.com.
Boom.
And the book is the same name. The podcast is the same name.
Yep.
So you can find it, and you can look for the tree, the business life tree behind us here. So everyone can see it.
Also all of our social media. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the exact same name. So Business Life of Husband and Wife.
Everybody, I will tell you now, we'll have the links to everything from Clint and Robyn in the show notes. Please go check them out. Go check out the book. Go get the book. You want to build a better relationship with your spouse, with yourself. I might bet this helps out with yourself. Go check out the podcast. Go check out the book. Give these guys all the support. They overwhelm them. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
And are we going to have, through this adventure that y'all are going on, are we going to have like snippets of the adventure?
Hell yeah.
Boom. Go follow them to
get-
check out the adventure.
We're going to get bored in that canoe. We're going to start going live probably on Instagram.
That would be so
We're
cool.
we're sitting still.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
especially
definitely filming.
especially when we find Nessie. We're going live.
Nessie. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Hey, until next time, everybody. I am the Sammy J with Mental Edge. God bless you. Wow.
Thanks, Sammy.
Thank you.
Nope.